It's just us going.
Trying to time the
intro. Hey, everybody out. Welcome back to another episode of Nat 2.
It's just the two of us.
Naturally. I got a tummy ache. Oh, no.
The world needs to shut down. My tummy hurts.
My tummy hurts. But also, I took today naproxen, an allergy medication pill, Dayquil, and Tums, all for separate problems.
That's why your stomach hurts.
Well, I just took the Dayquil and the Tums. I took them one after the other, which maybe was not like the greatest idea, but it's super too late for that.
Like can of Coke and Mentos, you know?
Is that
down some...
The classic one is Dayquil and Tums.
It's the medicine version.
Dayquil explodes everywhere. Dayquil is the worst flavored thing.
You're a baby. I mean, it doesn't taste good.
No, it tastes so bad.
You know something that I don't understand? So, neither me nor Monica drinks. You're making the most uncomfortable
because
face.
I'm afraid that I am going to have to burp. I can feel it, and what is that about to taste like?
Ew.
Yeah.
Neither me nor Monica drinks, so, I mean, we have before in our lifetime, so speaking from experience, but currently I do not, and I do not understand how shots are, like, it's just supposed to go down the gullet, because anytime I ever took a shot, I'm like, this is multiple mouthfuls of liquid for me. I can't.
It starts out that way.
Well, I mean, anytime that I don't remember it, I don't remember it. But I, like, the Dayquil thing has its own little shot glass, you know? And so...
An ounce and a half of Dayquil.
And it takes me multiple swallows to get it down. And I'm like, man, the one thing that, like, you want to be able to just throw down your throat, you can't.
I would rather do a shot of any given alcohol than take Dayquil.
Of course. Anyone would.
Would anyone weigh in the comments, which we won't have if you're listening on Spotify? Can you shooter, like, anything more than Dayquil? Is Dayquil the maximum bad thing?
I mean, Dayquil isn't I think the maximum bad thing would be, like, piss.
I mean, that certainly depends on a variety of factors. Yeah, sorry about what's going on with me right now. I just keep thinking about...
you know...
Yeah. Goodness.
No, it's not like it's gonna affect them at all.
You know, like NyQuil? I've never done NyQuil before.
You've never taken NyQuil?
Taken is the medicine... Taken is to medicine as do is to drugs, right? Like, taking weed. Have you ever taken weed before?
I've taken weed before.
Yeah, because if you say, oh, have you ever taken Xanax before? I'm a friend, and I think maybe it would help you out a lot.
Yeah,
but if you say, have you ever done Xanax before, then it is illegal, and we're in trouble.
And we're in trouble.
Have you ever taken heroin?
Have you tried just taking a little bit, like, just, you know, a little bit?
Just like,
maybe just for like a month or so.
100 milligrams. Then... yeah, just to see if it'll even out your stuff. You know, like, but the opposite of that is like, I'm gonna go home and do some ibuprofen.
God, today's been such a rough day. I'm gonna go home and do some ibuprofen.
Whoa, what drug do you do when it's been a rough day? Because I
know people smoke, like, weed.
Well, yeah, I guess non-weed, because weed, I feel like, is only the fringes of drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs. Like, what do you, because, like, here's my knowledge of drugs is I don't have any. I've been near a lot, but, like, not with the people who know about it.
Right.
So I don't know what anything is. I think the only drug that I've ever seen and known what it was, like, that it was a drug. I mean, I may have seen, like, a Percocet or something and been like, that could be anything. Is lean. Isn't that funny?
That's
I guess that's not that surprising because you go to a party, like
Well,
that's not
lean
where I
is
saw
just
it.
cough syrup.
No,
so-
but like I feel like if I go to the grocery store and buy cough syrup, that's not lean until I'm
it's not
doing
lean.
it.
It's not. I want.
It's lean.
Wait.
It's lean if you do it.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little sick, so I'm gonna take lean neat. Just cough
It's a
syrup.
lot of different mixture of metaphors. But like, you go to a party and you get a red Solo cup of some absolutely
Foul
horrid
tasting,
looking
yeah.
and tasting stuff. That's officially lean.
Yes.
Christened lean.
It has to be.
Has to be blessed by the Pope. In order to be lean, I don't know if that's how holy water works. I know it has to be blessed by someone. I don't know if it's the Pope. Yeah.
Who knows?
In order to be lean, it has to be blessed by a guy named Kyle.
Kyle,
who's
he lives in his
making
mom's
it.
basement.
Yeah, but other than that, like I have never known if it was drugs.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever even seen weed.
What?
Yeah,
Your brother is a
my brother
Pothead,
burns
dude.
it down all the time. I know. I mean, probably there have been weed leavings. the discarded refuse,
the weed
chaff.
fairy came.
No, like like little Chihuahua cops. Like weed that there's got to be some sort of byproduct from smoking weed,
Yeah.
like little crumblies or something. Okay, cool. I probably have seen that, but I don't think I've ever seen like weed. Like my brother, it's not like he would come home and knock on my door and like show it to me and then smoke it. He would smoke it. It would be in a joint or a bong.
Yeah.
And then it would be
Criminal
in his
behavior,
human body,
man.
In his lungies.
In his lungies.
Yeah, where does the general keep his Wheaties? So yeah, but I guess what's meth made out of? How do you make that? You probably like Windex, right? So if I go to the store and buy Windex, it's still Windex until You're doing it. Like if I say I'm gonna go home and do some Windex, that's a drug now.
Yeah.
I think.
I
I
mean,
feel like that works.
I feel like any.
It's like, what is man?
I'm
you
gonna
know.
go do man.
Now he's a drug. Man is a plucked chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard
I
of that?
haven't.
Yeah, like a plucked featherless.
I think it was.
No, it
Play-Doh
was
that-
fully okay. None of this is right. It was like a hairless.
No, it's a plucked chicken. You're
well,
right.
it was the thing was someone's definition of man was that it was like a
A plucked chicken.
no
Yes.
no this
This
it was
something different.
here no I'll give you the whole thing. You're right ultimately, but it's
Okay.
like man is a like hairless two-legged creature that something there was this whole definition of what is man.
Yeah.
And then some other philosopher held up a plucked chicken and was like, behold a man.
Oh,
and so they had
yeah.
to change the definition. What the heck does this have to do? Oh, like the definition of So then it was all that stuff with like wide flat nails. That's what they added to it to
Yeah.
make a plucked chicken. Whatever. Anyway. Drugs. Any drug is something that you do. So it could be anything until you're doing it, right?
I guess.
If I bought like
I mean, that's
a
not.
t-shirt,
You can't do a t-shirt.
freaking shirt, freaking try.
You could, but that doesn't. I think a drug by nature has to alter
If I
your
cut up,
like physical state of being in a way that is desirable.
desirable,
Yeah, people do drugs to feel good.
I guess that's true.
Like
I don't know
I'm
why
not
you
just
would do
gonna.
a drug.
I'm not just gonna smoke a t-shirt to feel bad for a while. I'm not gonna eat a t-shirt to feel awful for a
Feeling-
long time.
Feeling too happy.
Better eat a t-shirt.
Better eat this t-shirt. That would make me feel bad, I bet. I bet you could overdose really easy on
On a
t-shirts.
Anyways, we're 11 minutes into this recording. Maybe we should
We
start.
should start. I don't know. I really have to throw up or something.
Okay.
We're just gonna roll with it. I feel so like my stomach feels like it's dancing. Which maybe it is. I don't know. I feel like muscle cramps in my stomach. And then I feel like I feel like I have to burp. And I feel like maybe I'll die at some point. I should probably do some more t-shirts. do less t-shirts and I won't feel this way. They're just so good, you know. I did a Jamiroquai t-shirt and I ate like an ounce of it. That's an amount of a drug you would do, right?
Yeah.
1 ounce?
Yes.
Heck yeah. Put in a bong. You could do lots of t-shirt if you just...
In the last episode,
and you just like you hooked up like a pulley system to drag it into the bong. You steam it. Just tastes like Shein or something. Like the store. I feel like that sounds dirty. It tastes like
the last episode of
like,
that too.
What's another
Get your freaking shit together.
Shein. What's another one?
Zara.
No. Veto. Like one of those like companies that like you can get anything from, but it's all garbage.
I love you so much. We need to start.
Hold on, give me one more.
No.
Start.
I'm gonna cut this out.
I want to. Shein. I feel like there's another one called like
Temu.
Okay, cool. Now we can start. I had to.
In the last episode,
it
was just Iffy and Fatil. There's, some of the other folks when they were trying to get Yezi into the room, which they did successfully, and they had to enlist the help of Thalen. And then Thalen didn't believe that Fatil was real, so he came to confirm that, I guess.
In Thalen's defense, yeah.
Well, And, yeah, I mean, that was really it. Fatil revealed some freaking information to Iffy about a chunk of her life that she does not remember after she got hurt. The fact that he wrote her letters in the hospital, that she was there for, I think he said 1.5 months or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to, a bunch of people tried to give her greater restoration, and no one could touch her, no one could get near her. He tried to give her greater restoration, and she ended up hurting him. And that's the reason why her face is the way it is, because by the time that they were able to give her anything, the time window for greater restoration, which we have homebrewed, obviously that's not in the actual rules, but we've homebrewed that there is a window of 5 days that you are able to give somebody greater restoration for it to do what it's intended to do.
Yeah. Any other application of it, it will help a bit.
Yeah, it'll work like a healing potion, but it won't like if your bone's broken, it's been broken for 5 days, it's not gonna heal your broken bone.
But if it's like pierces the skin or something, it would heal the skin and anything that was bleeding or anything, but it wouldn't fix you up the way greater restoration is a magic potion.
And then Iffy basically told Fatil everything. She was like,
she sure did, dude. It was funny because you were Iffy. It was kind of holding out a little bit at first, and then you're like, screw it, here's what's going on. I don't know what the heck.
I think that is so funny. Every time I talk about Iffy, I adopt her voice. I think that her reasoning for that, which is my reasoning, so I know it, is that she was like, I'm gonna tell him, and what is he, if he doesn't want to help, what is he gonna do, really? I think that she's just if he doesn't want to help, I've made a choice, but I fully implicitly trust you, and I'm also so overwhelmed by the amount of information that I've been hit by, like, all today.
Yeah.
Like, she's been informed that she spaces out and gets weird, and she finds Vatil. People wanted to kick her out of the group because they didn't think that she was capable, because they're concerned about her spacing out. Vatil tells her this whole awful tale about this chunk of her life that she didn't know existed, and that she's like been operating at a belief system of why she was kicked out of the war, why she is, was left the way that she was, all this stuff. And now that's completely turned upside down. And also that he wrote her letters, and that he was told to stop, that she could have found him way sooner than this if they didn't tell him to stop, or if they even at least gave her the letters afterwards, when she was being discharged. And also that her parents know that she's injured, and so her not going home has been a whole, there was no purpose to that.
Yeah, because it was to prevent them from knowing that she'd been goofed up.
Yeah.
And then they already know.
Yeah. So I think that she was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I have been completely debased as a person today. I might as well.
Just today.
Just today. I might as well tell this man that I'm in something with everything and make a bad choice and then deal with it.
Yeah.
At least then that's something that I'm controlling.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, you got so much information, you're like, can somebody help me sort through this?
Yeah.
Like, what is relevant? And if anyone's going to be able to do that, like, even if he's not at the top of his game,
yeah,
freaking your commanding officer has got to at least not totally suck at it.
Yeah, and I think, too, that she's like, there's no way that you are gonna be a different man.
Yeah.
Now. Like...
And then he pulls a little freaking tricky trick on her, and it's like, you know how much money we would get if we freaking turned in Lucian? And you were like, well, farts. And then he was like, haha, JK.
Yeah.
Just a little giggly joke.
Yeah. And she was like, thank God, because, man, that would have sucked. Yeah. And then they had a spicy moment, and then that's where we ended.
Cool. Ethiad.
Yes.
You wake up.
Okay.
Grab a brush, put a little makeup. You wake up, and you can feel your eyes are still shut, but you can feel like general sort of awareness returning to you. It is relatively cold, even with your eyes shut. You know how you do. You can tell that it's dark out.
Yeah.
Still in the room, and you can feel kind of wrapped around your legs. Does Ethiad move around a lot in his sleep? Not that this matters at all, but
no, I don't think he would, because I think that he was like, I slept in trees for a long.
Oh yeah, you gotta not.
Yeah.
I would beat that.
He's like a Navy sailor when they come back from deployment. They because they got the little tube beds that they got sleep in.
Oh, so you're like a
yeah, friggin'
plank of wood or something.
Yeah, he gets in one position, he stays in that position.
Cool. So you have just it's like you just tucked yourself in, like you're still in that exact position, and that's what's going on. What would you like to do about it?
He opens his eyes.
Solid idea. So you open your eyes, you blink, and you're in a familiar room. Good roll perception.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Everything's fine.
11.
Yeah, it's definitely familiar to you. Just like you... Did you go to bed on the floor? You were on the floor,
yeah.
Right? Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
And just like when you went to sleep, you can see, even though you're dark, you have super mega ultra sick nasty dark vision or something crap. What is it?
Sick nasty dark vision.
What is it? What's the actual adjective?
Superior.
Oh, superior. I can never remember if it's freaking bitchin' dark vision. It's like some really good dark vision. So you can see like a stone's throw away from you. You can see another kind of figure, like lump underneath the blankets, presumably, or above them. You can't tell because like Lucian would sleep above them.
Wait, what? I'm confused. All right, no.
What are you confused about? What's confusing about this? You see him on the bed, kind of like across the way, like at like facing the other way at your feet.
What?
Like, how do I put it? Not at like your bed, but like in another bed, and his bed is facing towards you and your bed is facing towards him, but they're like offset. So yours is at the far wall. He's at the far wall. Yours is on this wall.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What?
So it's a familiar room. Are you trying to like determine anything?
He
move around?
sits up. He's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, so it's just like you remembered, the book is now on the ground next to Lucian. It was like...
What, Dragons 101?
You can find out. You can find out what book. It's on the ground next to Lucian, just like you imagine he fell asleep reading it or something. It like fell kind of like pages down on the ground.
Okay.
Okay. You gonna check?
He gets up. He's going over to Lucian.
Okay. So your feet touch the ground, and still, it's relatively dark. You can see, like, you know, when it's like just break of dawn type thing, and you can see kind of like a lightish sliver around where the curtains are in the windows. You're kind of walking towards Lucian. Are you doing anything? You just making a beeline over there?
I think he's just going to Lucian.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, I don't know what is happening.
Okay, so you see, you get out of the bed, you make your way over to Lucian, feet touch the ground, all that good stuff. And as you kind of get closer towards him, you're looking at him as you're moving towards him, or are you looking around? Cool, roll a perception check.
8.
You're pretty intent on your objective. Lucian, you can see his back was to you on top of the blanket, so he's kind of facing away from you, so you kind of have to like get him over in your direction.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna reach a hand out and he's gonna like touch Lucian's shoulder.
Okay. Does he say anything? Is he just literally putting his hand on his shoulder?
He's trying to wake him up.
Okay, so like shaking him a little bit. What is that? He doesn't say anything though?
Yeah, I think he's just quiet. I think he's just like kind of shakes his shoulder gently.
Okay, he doesn't wake up.
Lucian. Hey man, can you wake up, please? I think he like shakes him more.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna kind of take his shoulder and like move him so he can see his face.
You're gonna kind of like pull his upper body away? Okay, so as you do that, you pull his shoulders kind of towards you, and he kind of just sort of like you would when you're asleep, kind of just like limply flop on the pillow.
Is he breathing?
You can check.
Yeah.
So
is that like an investigation?
Yeah, we'll say that just because you're probably, you know. Or you do medicine check. I guess that would...
Which one do you want?
What do you think?
I think medicine would make sense.
I think medicine would make sense.
13.
So you're taking a look and, you know, how to check if somebody's breathing, checking to see if, you know, his chest is rising at all. You don't see anything.
Okay, what the fuck? I think he's like, he puts like a friggin' hand under his nose. He's like trying to feel for any breath.
Yeah, you don't feel that, and you also notice now that he's kind of an odd color. He's not cold.
Oh, fuck. I think that he's gonna leave the room and find someone.
Okay. So you intend to, you're just gonna leave him there and find someone?
Like, what am I gonna freaking do?
Okay, cool. So you turn around, and standing right behind you is Jack Green.
What?
And you wake up.
Fuck? What the fuck?
You wake up.
Jack Green. Why Jack?
You feel a hand on your shoulder. Your eyes are open. You know you're awake now because your surroundings are different. You can see behind Jack. Your surroundings are different. And he is, as you would imagine, an arm's length away from you.
Ethiad fully jumps back. He's like, what the fuck is happening?
Is that all you say? You don't make any noise or, like, other than that?
Yeah, I think he just, like, is staring up at Jack. Like, or I guess, I forget Ethiad's tall.
Oh, are you standing up now?
I don't know. Where is he?
Well, you were reclined lying down, so he's to your side and he had his hand on your shoulder.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, he freaking, yeah, like, jolts up and, like, kind of gets his hand off of his shoulder and he's like, yes.
I'm gonna roll to see if some folks wake up. Yes. Cool. So when your feet hit the ground, it is with sufficient volume that even at your yes, you hear Lucian go, "What's going on?" And Fingers also just be like, "Was." He like sees that you're standing, and Jack is just kind of, he's obviously, he's not gonna like hold that position, so he kind of backs up from you and is just standing there, and he's kind of like passing between the three different people, like glances.
Can I help you?
Jack, good. If you want to, you can roll an insight check on Jack's like intent. Because at the present moment, he's just holding kind of silence. And while you do that, I'm going to roll something. Hold on. Oh, friggin' yeah.
11? What did you roll?
Something. You rolled an 11
Yeah.
on his intent.
Yeah.
You see as Lucian kind of like moves to like figure out what's going to, like shaking his head or whatever, as Jack's glance is passing between everyone to see what it is that's going on. You see that he passes kind of to Lucian. You say something, so he passes back to you, and then he looks back at Lucian. So when you see him, he's looking at Lucian, and it is as though you are seeing two electrodes connect for the first time. I don't even know what that means really, but like two he's like adding one and one in his head, and you can see in that moment the solution, appear behind his eyes, and he says, "There's a murder in here."
What the fuck are you talking about?
And he's looking directly at Lucian. What's going on?
Can I look at Lucian? What is...
Yeah. You look at Lucian, and you can see that there are strewn about blankets and pillows and stuff like that. Like, it's not crazy, but clearly he was, like, moving around. And he looks, as prior Atticus Green said, markedly different. He's looking a little blue around the gills.
Man, my nat 20...
His nat 20 perception check. That was my reaction, was that. I was like, on a nat 20, he will tell that is the thing. And he's just looking at Lucian. And Lucian is kind of like not, he's still like figuring stuff out. And so Fingers is also kind of like, he's going to kind of look up at you around Jack. He's kind of like behind Jack's legs. And he looks up at you and he's like, what's going on? Jack starts walking towards Lucian.
Friggin' Ethiad is gonna, like, beeline it to get in front of him and just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody here is a murderer.
So you're gonna try and get in his way?
Yeah.
Okay. Good roll athletics, because you have to, acrobatics, because you gotta get over a bed to get in front of him in a graceful manner.
11.
I'll oppose it just because what the heck ever. Cool. It's dark, you can see, but you just woke up, you're still,
Yeah.
you know, sleepy, whatever, and so you go to kind of get over the bed, and it's not like the world's most, you know, practiced, whatever, you're pretty frazzled, and as you do that, Fingers is like, what's going on, man? You know, like, as you get a move
Yeah.
to get in front of him.
I think Ethia's like, I don't know.
And Fingers starts to get to his feet. Jack is walking towards Lucian at first, but
Yeah.
mostly just because the bed is like near the door. It's like door,
Yeah.
bedside table, bed. And is walking towards Lucian. You see. Are you gonna keep trying to get in front of him again?
I think
or-
Ethia's gonna say like, "Hey man, he fixed Finch, and he's gonna fix him today."
What is going on? And you see, like, he's like backing up, like Lucian's like up on his hands, and he's
Yeah.
kind of just like leaning back, as like this guy like walks towards him. You're not gonna try and stop him,
Oh, he's still gonna continue to try.
like get in front of him, or you
Yeah,
gonna
get
grab
in front of him.
Okay, try again.
15.
Okay, so you get in front of him, kind of in between him and Lucian. Fingers on his feet behind Jack, just kind of like, you know, head on a swivel, whatever. And Jack is within like striking distance to Lucian, like
Yeah.
he's within 5 feet if you want to get real D&D about it. And then you realize that his trajectory is not Lucian, it's the door. And so he starts walking to the door. Lucian is like, kind of like, well, you would need to be looking at Lucian to be able to tell.
Yeah, well, I think Ethia, he got in front of Jack, and he's just trying to stop Jack from advancing at all.
Yeah.
He's trying to get him to say anything.
Oh, you don't care that it's not Lucian. You're just
No, I
oh,
think
you're
that-
trying to get in
yeah.
front of the door. Okay, I'll let you do that. So you realize that that's not Lucian. With your 15, you kind of readjust so
Yeah.
that you're in between him and the door. And Jack is just kind of, he's like stopped. It's like he's like a robot. You got in front of him, and he's stopped, and he's like looking at you.
Man, nobody here is a murderer. Okay, he fixed Finch, and he's going to fix him more today, and everything's fine. I don't know what you think.
What's this guy doing in here?
I don't know.
And Fingers is also kind of like walking up behind him. Jack's not really saying anything. He's just kind of giving you like a dead look. And he's going to reach out for the doorknob.
Ethiad's gonna like try to move, like just like reach his hand out to block his hand.
How? Are you trying to grab his arm before it gets there, or just like get somehow in front of the doorknob?
I think get in front, like just move his whole body in front of it, so that he would have to like reach around Ethiad. But like Ethiad's like pushed up against the door. I think, like he's pushing his back up against the door and the doorknob.
Jack's gonna look at you, and he's gonna kind of smile.
Can you?
Well, I was gonna lock it, but I guess this works.
What?
And he turns around to face Lucian.
What?
At this point, Lucian's like still not on his feet. He's just like sitting, I think mostly because we'll see if he may realize that danger is afoot. He's like still sitting on the bed, but just like kind of sitting up and looking concerned, like shocked about the state of affairs. It's still
Yeah.
not really putting together the A to B on what the heck is going on.
I think that Ethiad's gonna say to him, he's like, I think Ethiad's gonna look at Lucian and just say like, get up, stand up, get up.
Lucian hears you say that and kind of looks at Fingers and starts standing up.
Okay.
And Fingers gets like behind Lucian, and all Jack, he's not moving at all. All he's doing, his back is to you, and he's like looking at Lucian, and he's like, and he just raises an eyebrow. And Lucian is gonna look at Fingers and say, "What's going on?" And you can roll perception check. Fingers is gonna whisper this
Okay.
next thing. See if you can hear it. Good roll disadvantage. Good Lord, Jack.
3.
Cool. You're looking at Lucian and fingers, that whole thing.
Yeah.
You see Lucian looks down at his arm, and you can see in the darkness that his arm is blue. But you don't know if Lucian can see it. It might just be because you're whatever. He looks down at his arm, and he looks back up at fingers, and like with confusion. And Jack is gonna just kind of hold his position. He's going to open his mouth to say something. And then you feel in your back and also hear a knock at the door.
I think that Ethiad is staring up at Jack and then hears that and he turns his head slightly and goes, "Yes."
Oh, good. You guys are awake. All right. Can I come in?
"No. Can you give us 1 second?"
Sure. And you hear Meredith, you can hear the eye roll or whatever. And you hear her footsteps walking back to the house. And Jack, with his back to you, says, "So what's going on?"
"What do you mean?"
You saw Lucian open his eyes, and then they kind of like flash to you. And you see Fingers is kind of like standing in front of Lucian a little bit. You can kind of like, he's got like a pissed off friggin' look. You've seen him, Fingers, recently be real mad, and so he's got that back again, like, might as well have this happen now. And Jack looks over his shoulder and raises an eyebrow.
What do you think you know?"
You're pretty blue for a human. He's gonna kind of look back to Lucian, and you see the friggin' penny drop.
Yeah.
And he looks back and he's like, "I'm not gonna ask you again. Where are you taking my little brother?"
We are going to the castle.
"We're going to the castle."
We have not lied since we got here, except for our names.
Ethiad. You see Fingers like be like, "Shut up, man." Whoops. And kind of like shakes it off. You can see on his face that he's trying not to think it's funny.
Yeah.
You see Jack like chill for a sec when your name is said, and then like
Chill?
Yeah, like take a pause,
Oh.
like he's running it through something, and then goes back and says, "He's not going anywhere with you."
Is he saying that to everyone or just...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Look, we didn't want him to come. He
He blackmailed us.
yeah.
My 10-year-old brother blackmailed you.
He was a
Yes.
rat. And he met us in the tunnels.
He said he wanted to come with us.
Yeah.
I guess he was willing to do what he thought that took. Or didn't. We needed a place to stay. That's funny. That's funny that's a problem for you. I can think of a place you should stay. What's stopping me right now from going out there and finding the guards and bringing them here? I don't know. I didn't do it.
You just have our word. Have we not been trust?
He's gonna turn and look at you and say, "Have you not been what?"
Good. We paid for these rooms and we are fixing Finch and...
How do I know? And he's gonna turn and start walking towards you.
To Ethiad?
Ethiad, yeah. How do I know you didn't break his arm or something?
Because
Get away.
your father was there. He saw what happened. If you don't trust us, at least you trust your dad. Yes?
Well, you're some kind of doctor or something. How do I know you not got some mojo or something that you could do? Some trick.
Some trick?
One of you hiding in the trees or something.
What?
I've seen a thing or two. He's gonna smile.
That did not happen.
You look kind of funny.
Me?
He's gonna reach up.
Hey, don't touch me.
He's gonna put his hand out, like, towards you. And you hear fingers go, "Come on, man, back off." Or what? Or you know what?
Look, it's...
You look like your face is melting.
What?
He's gonna turn around and look back at the other two. You're still in front of the door.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk his back. He's gonna kind of sit, or he's gonna like lean against the wall right next to you, right next to the door. Kind of slide his back down it and sit down. And he looks up and says, "I want to hear it, all of it,
All of... What?
the truth. What's going on?
And then what?
If I don't believe you, I go to the guards. If I do believe you, then I guess me and Finch are going on an adventure.
What?
Kid wants to go." And he like looks up at he looks up at everybody. Fingers and Lucian are kind of like frozen looking at him. "Won't you sit down?"
Me?
He's like looking at,
Yeah.
he like puts an arm out, like gestures to everyone.
I would rather stand.
Suit yourself.
Okay.
Well, you want to take the reins on this one, buddy? And he like looks up at Lucian. And Lucian's gonna sit down on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
He looks up at him. You see Jack. Jack is, have I described Jack?
No.
Jack has dark, like almost black, but like dark brown hair.
Yeah.
And he's got light blue eyes. They don't look like Lucian's. Like, they're both blue.
Yeah.
Lucian's are a lot more like weirdly aqua-y.
Yeah.
His look a lot more like, human being blue. But they're very still kind of piercing in a very like Zooey Deschanel kind of way. And you can see there's like the very light, like now, that time is passing. It's getting a little bit lighter in the room, even though the curtains are closed. And with your super cool dark vision, it's like catching every light in the room is like catching in his eyes. Like they're so bright. And he's just like sitting on the ground looking up at Lucian. And Lucian's going to kind of like look at you, Ethiad.
Yeah.
Just kind of, you can roll an insight check on his thing if you want.
19.
It's like he's asking you what he should say. Like, where he should start. Like, he has no idea what.
Yeah.
Like, this is not clearly, as has been expressed, his forte. So he's kind of like, okay, fingers, I'll do that. But, like, what do I say?
Okay, you want to know everything?
He, like, looks up at you. And he's like,
Okay, I'll start with the posters are wrong. They want him for arson and murder, but that's not. He was framed by the Weathway clan. And we know that as a fact because we know a person who was hired to kill him. and help with burning the farm down and kidnapping the person who lived on the farm. And she is helping us clear his name now. And we are on our way to the castle to clear his name. He was supposed to die, and that's why they're looking for him. We don't know why they and I think that he's like looking at Fingers and Lucia being like, I'll just keep going, I guess.
Fingers, you can see Fingers is looking at Lucian kind of like irritatedly.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at like Lucian is looking at you like he's very gently nodding with everything you're saying.
I think Ethiod's like, fuck, okay. And like continues talking. I think that he's just like, the girls it was a girl's farm. She's alive, and she it was her and her mom, and they are a family with Lucian, and the girl is already probably at the castle, and we're meeting them there. She was growing water clary. As per the king's orders, Tembra's Talenti, his orders.
Jack kind of like puts his, like pinches the bridge of his nose, like he's like, oh, there's so much information.
Yeah.
He like kind of presses his like temples.
I think Ethiod sees him do that, and he's like, how could I come up with a lie like this? I have to say this is so complicated, and I don't even know where to start. And there's so many moving parts. But we are going to the castle. And he did not hurt anyone.
That's not... You don't think that's what he deserves?
What?
He looks up at you and, like, smiles. You see his teeth, like, glinting in the light.
Why would he deserve that?
All those lives.
All those... He didn't burn the farm down.
He's talking about my father.
What?
Lucian's gonna, like, say, was it you who told your mum? He's gonna look and smile at Lucian. And Jack's gonna kind of, like, raise an eyebrow and say, you didn't have to do anything to deserve being executed.
He didn't do that. He didn't hurt anyone. It can't transfer like that.
Who's gonna pay for it then, huh?
He's dead. Is it right? And he looks at Lucian.
Lucian nods.
So it's done.
So there's no one to pay for it. But you think that's gonna make it better or something?
Hurting more people doesn't help when people have already gotten hurt. It just makes you the same, does it not?
You know, I heard he killed him because it was a bunch of humans. He raised you, didn't he? He did not raise me. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he did it. It's got nothing to do with me. I was minding my own business. Living my stupid little life until all this started. I thought I was done. I thought it was over with. All of those stupid, pissing high elves. She's going to follow me around or something. You can do whatever you want to do to me.
No.
Lucian, come on, man. I'm done with this. This is what it's gonna be like. And he, like, turns and, like, looks at Fingers. Everyone's going to think this.
It's not... No.
This is what it's got to do to pay for it, then I'll pay for it.
No, you're not.
It's going
because
to
you
make
didn't
it
do
better,
anything
so-
wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. That can't be how it works. And I think Ethiel looks down at Jack and he's like, that can't be how it works. Have you ever hurt somebody?
When you say that, you see... It's like Jack was looking at you, and now he's looking at the space. He's looking at, like, the inside of his eyes. Like, he's looking at his... Like, into the middle distance. Like, his eyes get completely, like, blanked.
Ethiel's gonna roll insight.
Okay.
6.
He's got kind of a similar glassy-eyed look to when he realized who Lucian was. He looks up at you and says, "But I had to. I had to, and it was to protect this." And you see he's, like, nodding his head.
What?
I didn't hurt any of our own guys.
Were you in the war?
He's gonna, like, smile at you.
He protected people. I think Ethiel looks at Lucian.
You don't know anything, mate. You weren't there.
You were a medic, and I know that you...
I didn't protect anyone. That's all you know about it, isn't
I know
it?
that you wouldn't purposely hurt somebody. You can't tell me that I'm wrong. You've protected me. And you even helped your brother. And he looks down at Jack. He only helps people.
Are you looking at Lucian when you say that?
No.
You hear a footstep. Fingers kind of, like, steps towards Jack around the bed and says, "If you want to do anything to Lucian, you're gonna have to get through us too, huh, Ethion?"
Ethiel just kind of shakes his head. Like, up and down. You're not going to hurt our friend.
Any guards you bring in here, we can take them too.
You said you fought to protect, right? You protected your guys, right?
Jack just nods his
If
head.
somebody was going to hurt one of yours, you were going to fight them, right?
Shakes his head, yes.
That's what we're going to do. He's one of us. And we don't want to fight, but you're making it a risk.
He just looks up at you kind of blankly. And he looks at Fingers. He's not doing anything. He's not, like, getting up or anything. He's really just sort of trained his self in Lucian's direction. And Lucian's just kind of sitting there. He looks up and says, "There's no way to make it all have made sense, mate. I don't know what my dad did what he did. I don't know what happened to my friends had happened. I don't know what happened to your friends had happened, mate. There's no way to make it make sense. There's no way to make it better. Just got to accept it. and move forward. Right, guys.
Right.
Fingers nods. You see Jack kind of looks like he's in a stupor, just like staring up at him. And he's gonna get up. And when he goes to get up, Fingers like... you can tell it kind of like startles Fingers, and he kind of like jumps back a little bit just to like just out of surprise.
Yeah.
And he stands up next to you. He's about like... He's a little shorter than you. He's like 6'1".
Okay.
Bunch of tall folks. And he stands up and looks at you and says, "Move."
No. What are you going to do?
I don't know yet.
Cool. So, unfortunately...
You're gonna stay in here.
Yeah.
Till you know. Let him go.
No. 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 That's not...
It's just me, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole point, man. Jack is gonna move to the door.
Back up. You're not leaving.
Ithiel, come on, man.
No. What if it was me, huh?
It's different, mate.
No, it's not. It is not. You cannot tell me that it's different.
I tell you,
It's not. There's one thing that you will never be able to convince me of.
it's just me, isn't it?
Don't be
Isn't
a
it
fucking
my-
hypocrite.
Isn't it my choice?
What?
I don't know, mate. I don't want to endanger you anymore. Any of you. This is for you.
It's not for us. It's for you. You think you deserve this?
Of course I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Look, the truth will make itself known. If this what happens to happen, needs to happen now, then it needs to
Shut
happen now.
up.
Jack's kind of just like watching this go on.
Ethian looks at Jack and he's like, "You're going to have to make a decision before you leave because I'm not moving."
What if I lie? He kind of like gives you a smarmy little look. And friggin' Fingers is gonna like march up behind him. He's gonna, look, man, we're in a little bit of a delicate situation. All right? All we want to do is protect our friend and make sure everything's all right. You gonna play with us, huh? You think that's funny? I'm gonna lose my patience. Fingers. Fingers like rolls his eyes at Lucian. Jack's gonna look at all of you. He looks at Ethiad. And he's gonna say, "I'm gonna go get ready." For what? Guess I'm going on an adventure.
Okay. Ethian's gonna roll insight.
Okay. There's gonna be a lot of insight checks
Yeah.
rolled.
He wants, to make
that was
sure.
almost a freaking nat 20.
Wants to make sure he's telling the truth.
He rolled 20 and then a 14.
10.
Lucian Fingers is gonna be like heck, like whatever, like and start like walk behind him and Lucian be Fingers. And Fingers like looks over at him like pure rage, and you get the sense that Jack is. You get the sense we'll do the insight as opposed to into what he's saying into him as a person.
Okay.
Because with your 10, you get the sense that he's not someone who is given to lying.
Okay.
You know, like he said to you, what if I lied about it? But he couldn't even lie and say, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like he said, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And he was honest with you then. So you get the sense that that's probably, he finds that it would be clearer to you that he was lying.
Okay.
But he did mention that he would lie, that was a thing that he would do, so it's kind of
Yeah.
just conjecture.
Ethiad kind of just like looks at the ground, kind of just like towards everyone, but not looking at everyone, just like looking at everyone's feet. And he's just kind of like shaking his head no, and he's just like slowly steps out from in front of the door and to the side.
Lucian's gonna kind of like nod his head. Fingers is like looking at you guys like confused, and Lucian's guy. He's alright, mate. He looks back. He says, "Thank you, it's Jack." And Jack's gonna look at him and say, "Spud."
Huh?
Lucian's gonna like raise an eyebrow, and he goes, "Spud." Jack kind of like smiles, and Lucian goes. He's gonna kind of look around before he says this, and he says, "What a stupid nickname."
I think Ethiad like stares at him wide-eyed.
Fingers like, like, bro, this is going so well. Lucian has got like a full, like, he's got like, one corner of his mouth, like a smirk. And you see Jack look at him and give him like, it's like the stormy day, clouds breaking, like smile.
Yeah. I think Ethiad's like, what the fuck is it happening?
Must be a, thing. I don't know. And Lucian's gonna say, "How old are you, Spud? What's it to you?" Lucian's gonna raise an eyebrow and be like, "You want me to guess?" He's like, 31. And Lucian's like, 24. Guess I should call you Mr. Spud.
I was just going to say our ages now. Is that part of this?
It's Ethiod.
Hello. I'm 16.
Lucian like starts chuckling. And he looks at Fingers, and Fingers like, "And I'm Dave." And Jack kind of like looks at Fingers and like comes back towards you with like less of a smile. And he's like, "Go wake Finch."
Me?
"I'll go wake Finch."
Oh. Okay.
He's gonna kind of like duck his head and just walk out the door. He shuts it behind him.
Ethiad like locks the door and then just freaking slams his forehead into it, and he's like, what the fuck? Why can any part of this not be fucking...
What was he doing in
I
here
don't
while we
fucking
were asleep?
know. He woke me up by putting a delicate hand on my shoulder.
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Maybe he just wanted to know a little bit more about the people who his brother would be travelling with or something.
So he's going to watch us while we fucking sleep.
I don't know, mate.
And now, we have to go to a fucking castle town with him.
Yeah, you can watch us while we sleep tomorrow.
Ooh, fun!
Lucian,
fun.
do you have anything for, like, hypertension or anything like that? Mate, I'm proud of you for knowing what that is and using it right. Don't freaking patronize me, you blue raspberry flavored sack of garbage. I know a thing or two, okay? Oh my god! I would just like to apologize for...
You shut the fuck up.
Right.
I think
Fingers is like crying and laughing at the same time.
that Ethiad is gonna go up to Lucian and friggin' like shove him And he's gonna be like, don't be fucking.
He's like sitting on the bed. So you just go up to him and shove him. And he's just like, ow, mate.
Shut the fuck up. Deal with it. Deal with it. Don't you. Oh. You cannot be spouting all this fucking nonsense about me being loved and mattering and people wanting me around and that being okay for you to not apply that for yourself. If I didn't do anything wrong because my parents didn't, neither did you. And you don't deserve it, because if you do, then I definitely do. So either you're fucking lying, or you need to have more respect for yourself.
Mate, you and I are very different people.
I don't want to hear it. You hardly know anything about me, and I hardly know anything about you. So it's all conjecture.
I know you're a kid. That's what I know.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I know I'm an adult.
So what?
So I've had quite a bit longer than you to figure a few things out.
I don't think that's true. When did you... I'm not going to argue with you about this. You're either lying, or you need to have more respect for yourself. That's it.
I'm not lying, mate.
Then we know what option it is. I'm sorry, are you fine? I didn't mean to hurt you.
You didn't hurt me.
Okay.
Fingers is gonna kind of like look up. He's like, whoa. He looks up at you guys and he's like, hopefully you took my threatening bodily harm on that guy and anyone who tried to mess with you as an apology for getting pissed off yesterday, but in the event that you didn't, I'm sorry. I was just mad because I was tired.
Oh, like what I said?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I could be right, and that's okay.
Yeah, you were right, man. It's crazy how I was feeling kind of okay in the 0.1 seconds between waking up and realizing that freaking guy was in here. I was feeling pretty good. It's crazy how exhausted you can get in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, you know, stress.
You hear the door handle turn. And Fingers is gonna like whatever. Lucian is also like bracing for
the door
impact.
is locked, so Ethian knows that.
Oh, did you lock the door?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You hear door handle turn, then you hear like,
who is it now?
are you guys done?
Oh yeah, we totally. He like goes forward, unlocks it, opens it. He's like, welcome.
Meredith just, are you standing in front of the door?
I think that he opens the door, he like splays out an arm and he goes, welcome, and then shrugs his shoulders and is like, okay. He like leaves the door open and walks in.
Meredith like is looking like, hey, and like shuts the door behind her, locks it, and it's like,
Jack is a freak.
so, hey guys, gotta say, that was my bad.
What?
Straight up, yep, fully my bad. So the thing about it is that, look, he was walking past, so I asked him to wake you guys up, but I figured the door was locked and he'd just knock on it. And then all of a sudden, you know, I didn't think he'd, walk in here and give each one of you a little kiss on the cheek or whatever it
Right,
was.
yeah, right. He's coming with us.
That was pretty spirited conversation. That guy?
Yep,
Yeah. So,
yep. And he knows everything thing now, except Fingers is still Dave.
if you could help us keep the story straight on that, that would be great. I'm good. I'm safe. She's gonna kind of like look towards you guys and say, "I must have missed that part. I did hear you guys kind of, raising your voice to each other a little bit, but I think it was just us mostly because we're in the next room, even though we're across the hall, but also because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. So
Right.
hopefully nobody else is awake.
That would suck.
But if they are, I mean, he's coming. Why? To kill us in our sleep, or like why?
That's a possibility.
Okay, so I think he's on the level. Really, I do. He's.
I'm glad that we have the illusion badge of approval.
I don't know. I think he. So. He didn't like me, and then. I mean, here's what I think. We can't do anything about it.
We can't do anything about a lot of things, huh?
Yeah, well, I feel like it's the nature of, going on, getting
Getting blackmailed, maybe.
blackmail, getting attacked, being a fugitive.
Right.
Just because. All right, so, glad you're all awake. That was really kind of step one. So, I mean, he's coming, the kid's coming.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we'll just figure it out. I mean, I'm not. I mean, a kid's gonna be there, a little 10-year-old. He's clearly alright with kids,
Maybe. Maybe he's a nightmare.
Alright, well, I mean. Okay, so let's think about this like this. Why is the kid coming? So we don't tell people what's going on with Lucian and stuff, right?
Yes.
They already know.
Jack knows. Nobody else.
Oh, he's not gonna go tell everybody?
He said he was coming.
He said he was coming, which means he's not going to say anything. Alright, well, how about this? Does that mean he believes you? That's what that means? I suppose, I mean, I'm not sure he's decided, but I guess he aims to make his decision on the way, something like that. Alright, well, what I was going to say was maybe he could talk to, his folks or something like that and work something out.
What?
I don't know about what's going on with Lucian. Look, I'm just trying to think of how to get this situation so that they're not both coming with us to the thing.
I think that we are just we have dug a grave and now we have to lie in it.
Okay, well, how about this? And she's gonna kind of like get close to you guys away from the door. And she's like, I mean, what would that be? 3 against 1?
We're not going to.
I'm not suggesting that. What I'm saying is, if it comes down to it, all we gotta do is watch our backs, huh? Guys? If it comes down to it.
Like, Ethion, looks at Fingers and Lucian,
Fingers looks pretty chill with the whole idea. And Lucian is looking at Meredith, with, direct, eye contact, laser eye contact. And he's like, if something happens, you don't need to worry at all. Cool. She, looks away, and she's like, all right, well, I think that, we're gonna keep getting, the kids ready. Oh, so, yeah, we're going on the carriage. Mr. Green said he'd take us part way there. I mean, he's gonna be there, so I don't know what that is. The whole Green family vacation we're taking to the castle town.
Cool. This is great. And then also his other brother is going to be there, too.
Oh, yeah, when we get there.
Right. How fantastic
How
is
does
all
this
of
happen?
this?
Golly, woos. But he said it so, the wife doesn't worry so much about the kid. But I don't know what he means by part way. He didn't, give, a, amount of distance or anything, but I think it would be for a good long while, trying to assuage your fears or something like that. So, I'm gonna get the kids ready. You guys keep sitting around doing nothing. That was a joke. You guys gotta fix this. And she's gonna, wave her hand in front of your face and, generally everyone.
Yeah.
And she's gonna say, Lucian's looking a little,
Blue.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, whatever you gotta do, she's, gives you, a nod. And then, oh yeah, you need to, fix up the kid, right? Yeah, actually, sorry. Could you get him for me? Because, I'll ask him to get me what I need to fix him up. Then also, so that I'm stocked up on everything I need. It'll take a good while to make greater restoration, so to get started on it now. And she's gonna be like, all right, that's fine. In any case, I'll go get him. We're leaving in an hour, so get yourselves together. And I'll see about trying to get us some grub before we go, huh? You on cue, finger stomach growls. He's just sick, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna look at her and be like, oh, yeah. And she's like, he's alive. Wonderful. Any requests? That was a joke. And Fingers is like, do you need anything? Do you need help or anything? And she's like, oh, now he's asking me if I need help. Nah, kiddo. Me and the girls will handle it. You just sit tight. All right?
How's Fingers' disguise holding up?
Fingers is drippy. You and Fingers, it is clear to it would have been clear to Jack that you all are in disguise of some description. But really what you are is just a different kind of he has no he wasn't Baller, two tieflings, you know, that sort of thing. He really zeroed in on the person of interest. But it's clear to him that you guys are in disguise.
Okay.
And, hence him saying, you look like your face is melting.
Yeah.
That is what he was referring to.
I know. Anthony was like, what the fuck?
What are you talking about? Cool. So, Meredith is gonna, dip out, and before she leaves, she's gonna be like, and you're gonna lock the door, huh? It was locked, Mom.
It was fucking locked.
Don't you swear at me. You gotta apologize, man.
What?
You're saying the F word. She's looking at you with her eyebrows raised. She smiles rolls her eyes, and Lou's like, you got a lot to learn, mate.
I'm not allowed to say fuck.
Shuts the door and leaves. And Lucian's like, I swore at my mother quite a few times, and no, you're not meant to do that.
Why?
Various reasons. Anyway, why don't you get to work on your masterpieces?
Well, first, why do I have to be the one to fucking do this all the time? And he goes and he locks the door.
Do you want me to do it?
Well, is that supposed to imply that you're incapable?
Yeah.
Why are you incapable?
You're good at it, man. You do the eyelids.
I have all of...
Everybody knows the most important thing about disguise is the eyelids.
What? That's not even what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
Locking the fucking door!
You're a door boy. Now sit down, door boy.
Fucking hell. He's going to sit down.
Cool, you get out your watercolors.
Little disguise kid.
What's Fanch up to? What's he doing?
I have more for Ethiad. Are we gonna go back to them?
Yes, of
Okay.
course. No, they all get killed by Jack. Maybe.
Finch is sweepy. He is sweeping.
Is he sweeping?
Yeah.
Does he have a way to wake him up, or he would just wait for his dad to wake him up?
I think he just waits for someone to wake him up.
Okay, and you sleep in your parents' room or in their bed?
In their room, I think that they have a little bed for him, like, off in the corner, and I think that there's a, like, fur rug at the edge of the bed, like, that he will crawl onto and curl up and go to sleep.
You know what, in the rug?
Yeah.
So that's where he is.
Yeah.
Right. And your dad, you're asleep. Go ahead and roll perception.
22.
You hear, like, floor creak, and you hear your dad, like, step and say, "Oh, Finch, how many times have I told..."
He, like, looks around like a wild animal.
Finch,
Yes.
how many times have I told you that you're not to sleep there?
Why? What?
I almost stepped on you, Finch.
Oh!
Shh. Mom's asleep.
I think he, like, peeks up over the bed.
Mm-hmm. You gotta start getting ready, all right?
I'm a wetty. And I think that, like, he stands up and he's fully clothed. I swept in my clothes because I'm excited.
Your dad's gonna friggin' roll his eyes and be like, all right, well, I'm not. So, I'm gonna do that. I guess, if you want, you can go back to sleep.
I'm too, filled with this sense of freedom to go back to sleep.
All right, well, we're leaving in an hour, so...
An hour? Oh.
If there's anything you need to do right now, I would get it done. We'll be getting on the carriage.
Oh, well, my arm is still broken. That's
yes,
step
right.
number 1.
Gosh,
Um,
you would think I would
remember
recall
that. Why?
I'm
well,
sorry, Finch.
I'll go find the doctor.
Is your arm feeling all right?
I think he, like, shakes it around a bit. It hurts, but it's fine. I will get my pack, and he walks to the corner and, like, puts this massive freaking pack on him. It has, like, a little freaking frying pan hanging up, or like a pot hanging off the edge of it and all this. I'll go get my arm fixed, and I have a few words to say to the boys.
All right, well, you go do those things.
All right, I love you.
I love you too. Let me know if you need me.
All right.
Your dad's gonna, like, start, de-pajamaing.
Finch is gonna do a salute and walk out, like, marching one foot in front of the other.
You hear before you shut the door, "That's my little..." Good, roll perception.
All right. 14.
One of the doors shuts kind of down the hallway a little bit. And you hear your mother's voice say something, and then your dad say, "I will take him most of the way, sweetheart. That was our compromise, remember?" And then her be like, "Oh, this is my little boy," that type of thing. And then you hear dad be like, "No, that's what we discussed."
Yeah.
Conflict, whatever. And what is Finch gonna go do?
Finch is gonna go to the very end of the room. I feel like he makes a lot of noise with this freaking pack. Yeah. He's, like, marching down the hallway, heavy footsteps kind of guy, and then he, like, gets to the door of Lucian, Ethiad, and Finger's room and knocks on it heartily.
When you do that, you see, like, as you go to knock on the door, you knock on it, Meredith comes out of her room to be like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah.
And it opens, it says, "Oh, hey, Finchy, can you drop..." Well, you're there. Lucian needs some stuff, and, I was gonna make something to eat. Is that all right? I can make everything. I just need to know what I can and can't use,
I have no idea.
All right, well, I'll go talk to your dad, and...
My dad is naked.
I'll wait here for a bit. And she, like, throws her hands up and shuts the door. And
Finch, like, does an about face back to the door.
is anybody getting the door?
I think
Fingers is not.
if Ethiod is in the middle of, like, doing makeup,
Mixing up he's not yet. You're, like, mixing up you're getting everything ready.
I think that Ethiod, like, waits for someone to get up, and then he looks at Fingers, raises his eyebrows.
Last time we opened the door and it wasn't my mom, it was Kill Man, and I don't want to.
May I ask who this is? Me? Douglas Finch Queen?
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
Well, I did ask him to come. And Lucian is also gonna kind of look at Fingers, and Fingers gonna be like, "What?" And Lucian rolls eyes and goes to get
How
up.
do you get Fingers?
What? I'm not. I know now. And then Fingers.
No.
Gets jerks and he like gets up, friggin' opens the door like you walk in.
Thank you, soul. And he like walks underneath Fingers' arm.
The thing you're doing with your head is so funny. You walk under his arm, Fingers friggin' slams the door behind it, locks it, like makes a big show. And he like sits down on the bed and Lou's like, oh. And Fingers like, you're such a baby, man. Just a broken arm, huh? Broken ribs.
A broken arm, buddies. Speaking of which, Finch like takes the pack off and it like thumps into the ground. You have a bone to fix, mister.
Right.
Wow. You were.
Oh no.
Woof.
We've discussed this. All of us.
You need to.
Yep.
Alright.
I'm aware. I need some things. I wrote you a list, and he's gonna, like, take it out of his pocket.
Who am I?
What? Who are you, huh?
Somebody who knows everything?
You've got here.
Huh?
I guess you can find out. If you don't know what it is, ask your father. Tell him I need it to fix your arm. And he, like, shows you this, like, let's hold it up.
Yeah.
Ingredients for a potion.
To fix my bone?
Yeah, mate. What do you think? I'll just take it out of the thin of the air. It's made out of stuff.
I don't know how potions are made.
Well, telling
I
you.
have a few potions, but my...
Finch.
What?
He's gonna, like, give you, like, a sharp look. If I don't have exactly this, I can do my best with what you've got, but there might be side effects.
Side effects? Like what?
Well,
Depression? Anxiety?
yes.
Weight gain?
Something like that. And Lucian is going to give Ethiard, like, a meaningful look.
Yeah, I feel like Ethiod is just, like, sees Lucian give him that look, and then slowly looks back down to his, like, mixing of pain.
If you want to roll insight as Finch...
Yeah. 24.
There's been some evidence of that being true, apparently. That Ethiod knows something about.
Ethiod, do you have depression? What?
So, anyway... If you could get me these things, he's like redirecting him. If you could get me these things. And if you want someone to be there, like your father or someone, when I fix it, just fair warning, it's going to be quite painful.
I'm a man. I can handle it.
Alright.
Finch, like, walks up and snatches the list out of his hands. What do we got here? And, like, starts reading it.
Yeah, it's like for, like mugwort
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I have no idea what any of this is.
Well, you know what to do, right? 3-letter word. Ask.
Cat. Ask.
Look, mate, I would go myself, but I can't at the moment. So you've
Why?
really got to... Look, if you would...
I'll do a good job. Don't worry. I'm smart.
We're counting on you.
Wee?
Lucian he figured that would work, and then the amount that it has to work is amusing to him. So, yeah, mate, what are you talking about? You part of this.
Wee?
Yeah, this is your task. Everybody's got one. So Ethiod's mixing paint because he's going to paint a beautiful picture of a flower.
How is that going?
Finger's in charge of being useless.
He's doing a good job.
Fingers like puts his hands behind his head. And he's like, useless. Scary eyes and useless. That's me.
Scary eyes?
And Lucian's saying, you're in charge of getting my ingredients.
All right.
I'm in charge of getting all these bottles out of my bag. He like puts his bag on the table and starts taking like empty bottles out. And he takes a loaf of bread out, throws it at Finger's head, and like it like fully. Well, we'll see. Boop. Yeah, it fully whiffs. It like hits the wall, freaking behind his head, and he's like, "I ate some of that while we wait, mate." And Fingers is like, "I don't freaking gosh darn mind if I do. I don't want to. It's not gonna hurt it, is it? The bread, mate.
To the bread.
Anyway, run along."
All right. He's gonna turn to walk out of the room, and then he's gonna put like a finger up and be, "Oh wait!" And he's gonna turn back around. You two! And he points to Ethiod and Fingers.
And Fingers has got like a loaf of bread fully in his mouth, and he's like,
I feel like Ethiod hasn't like noticed at all that he's pointing to him. He's like, "Purple one." I think Ethiod like looks up and looks at him.
I don't know, we're both kind of purple.
Well, I said two, and then I said purple one, so there's only two of you who are purple. Also, you're not purple. Well, you're sort of purple right now.
What do you got to say, man, huh?
Quit being weird! What? The fuck are you talking about? Look, I can appreciate some drama in a person's life. Ethiod kind of looks at Fingers.
Fingers like fully sits up straight, like is being dressed down. Lucian is like, what the heck?
But you two have some drama I'm not really sure should be out in the air. Like, keep your laundry wet, please. What?
My wandwy?
Your laundry. Well, at least not when we're going on an adventure.
That's a lot of the same letter a lot of times, man.
And you're talking about being tieflings?
Friggin' Lucian is like, what the heck? Fingers is like suddenly very serious.
Yeah, I think Ethiod is like, when?
Yeah.
And all the intense stuff, like Jack does sometimes, they'll scare my parents. Look, nobody needs to know how your horns went away.
Fingers is like magenta. Like he's like so freaking like shocked, like embarrassed by this. He's like not even saying anything. He's just like nodding his head.
Look, you're not as sneaky as you think you are. I was just outside and I was coming back inside and then my parents... Okay.
Okay, we
listen.
Talking about what, mate? I was mad. Look, I didn't have the world's greatest, most amazing judgment yesterday.
Look, we thought we were alone.
We thought we were alone, but apparently...
Well, you,
I'm morally opposed to beating the snot out of a 10-year-old boy.
What? Five. Look, maybe he's right. Let's be more careful. Not about the weird stuff. And he, like, looks at Finch and he's like, you don't even know what is weird. You have no idea. Oh, I have a few ideas of what's weird. Living with Jack is a little,
Yes, your brother. He's quite idiosyncratic. Anyway, you've got
Idiosyncratic.
your shopping list, haven't you?
Yes.
We're burning daylight. Disappear.
Well,
You've been heard. Go.
oh, wait. I think that Finch looks kind of like frustrated, but in kid fashion, he listens and he leaves.
Yeah. Lucian is going to comedically, slowly, and intensely turn to Ethiod and Fingers.
I think Ethiod is gonna be like, "Oh, looks like the paint is done. Close your fucking eyes," and he starts painting on Lucian's face.
I can still hear you, mate. Start talking.
Okay, I've been thinking,
I've been
a lot
thinking,
of,
let's all just
it's-
friggin' jump off a...
every part of me has been debased. Ever since
It's been a really cool couple of days.
yeah. Something, and I think that, like, he's really slathering the stuff on
Okay,
Lucian.
do you want to roll disadvantage?
No, he's like trying to.
No, he's
do it
doing a good
quickly.
job, even though he's emotionally compromised.
It's important.
Okay.
I've been thinking a lot about quit moving. Stop smiling. There's going to be creases.
I'm just... What time did you two find to get into...
Shut up. I've been doing a lot of deep thinking. Not really. It's
Don't
all
hurt
against
yourself,
my.
mate.
It's all against my will. I don't. I've been thinking about every reason there is
Ow, mate, it's
to.
my eyeball.
Well,
Push
quit.
that thing in so... alright, let me rephrase. Aw, Lucian made an off-color joke.
Oh, baby's first
Babies
fun.
first. You're just trying to cover up the fact that you two were talking about what now and now
Nothing.
Squirt knows.
Listen,
So it's not just me.
listen. What?
What do you mean, what?
What do you mean? It's not just you.
Well, this information's out in the open. It's not just me we've got to, I mean, obviously you as
Oh,
well.
okay.
but-
He knows that we're tieflings. That is a concern of all of the time in all of our daily lives, always, forever. It's not new. Oh, surprise! And it's the same circumstances as it always is.
I guess so.
Hopefully, a child doesn't have a prejudice. He doesn't seem to if he's telling us to stop. Anyways, as I was saying,
Lucian shuts right the heck up. Like he's like, paint.
this whole thing, be having to like defend yourself and convince people that maybe you're fine and that you're good and not awful and horrible has been making me think of every, why am I saying any of this? I don't know. Has been making me think of every reason there is that I should feel bad about myself as a person. And one of them, I was so mean when I first met you guys. I punched Thalen in the nose.
Well,
and I was
would
going
have, but
to have a real stupid, and I didn't even know her. Well, you were also calling her you agreed, so I could only feel so bad about that. So
look, mate, I feel bad about it as well. I thought maybe you'd forgotten.
I never forget.
I guess, is that meant to be that far down my... It's got to be that far down my neck in order to be...
Take your shirt off, Lucian. Kidding.
Lucian's eyes like fly open and he just fully starts crying.
Yes.
What? So... I might look really good shirtless, you'll never know.
It burn my eyeballs afterwards.
But I'm taking it off now.
No,
Starts, like,
no,
unbuttoning his
stop,
shirt.
stop.
Hey, we super have time for this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I think straight up though, we got like 45 minutes,
trying.
and Lucian has to put together a potion that will heal
Look,
a whole
I'm
broken
almost
bone.
done, so chill out. But I just want to say...
I just said I did it. I said you were stupid because I was angry. That's why. I was mad at her for no reason.
But I
There,
think, I
now
think
you know.
you had a
I
reason.
might have had a bit of a reason. That was
Right,
why I
yes.
said it. I felt bad about it as well since I said it.
Look, I think I was trying to be someone I'm not.
I will tell you, mate, this.
Yeah. Look, if I
Nice to meet you.
if I acted like this when I first met you, nobody would have respect. Okay, well, Fingers, you kind of got the flavor of this because I was scared of you, but then I wasn't, and then now all of the world is scary. I thought I knew the situation, and so I was being a dick.
Oh, you apologizing for all that?
Yes.
You apologizing for me punching you in the face?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What?
I think any way you could have acted. Look, I was just surprised that you existed. You don't gotta explain yourself to me, man. Also, listen, if you're looking for someone to give me an explanation about
What?
being a little bit weird because you've been alone for a really long time and you had a weird situation growing up, you gotta know that I'm not
Okay.
the audience that needs to be given that explanation. Cool.
All right. Your turn.
My turn for what?
Makeup.
Cool. Roll Lucian's makeup.
I don't want to roll with this one. This one's been rolling good. No!
What did you roll?
What is it again? Deception?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll do deception.
You have like plus 48. What is it?
12.
Oh, good
No.
gracious. You were a little bit distracted by your emotional time. He's not blue.
I think that Evia just looks at Lucian in this, like, face of, like, him trying to keep it stony and together so that he doesn't get even more debased. Yep.
Oh, you're done?
Yep.
Well, I've got to start working on that potion right when what's his name gets here.
Okay.
I should start trying to see what I've got and, take stock of that for the journey. If you want to try again, maybe a bit later, if we can get this off.
Sure.
Right. Hey, you two, don't talk. Just let him focus.
Okay.
Fingers is like, and he's gonna, like, sit down in front of you and say, he's gonna look at you and he's gonna say, "You alright, man?"
What?
What color's the floor?
Huh?
Just answer me.
Gray.
What color are the curtains?
Yellow.
You smell anything? I can smell your paint. Can you smell it?
Yes.
You feel anything?
It's hot.
Get started.
Okay. I think that he kind of like looks down and like away a little bit and kind of shakes his head and goes to do
Okay, you can roll with advantage for fingers.
18.
Cool.
You look good. You kind of look how you looked before, so that's ideal.
What do you think? And he's gonna like look at Lucian, and Lucian's gonna say, "You look good."
Can you hold this for me? And he like holds out a little tiny mirror to Fingers. Unless you want to do mine.
Fingers like puts it between two knuckles and just like sits there holding it up.
Theod's like looking at it, doing himself.
So when that happens, when
I
Finch...
need to roll for Ethiad, right?
Oh, yeah, do that now. Sorry.
19.
Cool. So you guys are looking good. Lucian is looking different. And so when, Lucian makes Finch leave, basically, what does Finch go do? Like, what's the deal with that?
I think he goes out to the bar area, and is there anyone out there?
As you go in that direction, you hear some, like, kitchen noises.
Okay. He's gonna go into the kitchen.
Okay. You see, Meredith is in there making, like, 16 egg sandwiches, basically.
Hello, Waity.
Oh, I forgot about you. All right. Cool. Like, give me, like, a minute. Oh, and your dad. Gosh, golly. I guess that's all right. Huh? What? Yes? What? How can I help you?
Do you know what any of this is?
This is my word. Where did you get... Oh, this is Lucian gave you this? He's got beautiful penmanship. You hear about doctors, right? Anyway. Well, I know what it is, yeah. Do I know where it is? No, because this is not my house.
I don't know where it is either.
All right, well, you got a father somewhere. I mean, I just asked him about the kitchen, so I know he's around. So here you go, and she's gonna like hand it back to him.
Man, all right. He like leaves the kitchen.
She like rolls her eyes, and she's like, "Hey, over easy, over hard, sunny side up,
egg." And then he keeps walking.
Alrighty. She's like, kid wants an egg. Sana and Leela like hid themselves when you walked in there because they were afraid you were gonna bother them. So you're going to go look for your dad?
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead and roll perception.
15.
Cool. You approach your dad. You can hear where he is. You're like looking around. You hear his voice. And you hear, Jack, we've gone over this. No one is watching the inn. I'm sure it was just a raccoon or something. And you hear Jack go, I know what I saw, Dad.
I think that Finch hears this, and he slowly takes some steps backwards and doesn't find his dad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's like, Jack is... I love him, but he's a little weird.
Okay.
Maybe August knows.
Okay, you're gonna go ask August?
Yeah.
Great, another Midwestern person I need to do. Cool, so you're gonna go find August?
Yeah.
Cool. So, you go to the room that August has claimed for his own when he has not claimed, he's not made a conquest that evening. And you knock on the door. Does Finch do like a knock so that August would for sure know it was him?
Yeah, I feel like it's like...
Got it. And you hear.
Can you help me?
Kid, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. No.
Dad's talking to Jack, and I needed Dad's help, but Jack thinks that somebody's watching the inn again. So I didn't really want to...
Oh, what do you need? And he, like, opens the door and, like, sticks his head out. He's, like, shirtless.
Where is this?
Like, takes that. He's like, what is this?
To fix my broken arm.
Oh, that's what it's for?
Yes.
No.
Don't you feel bad now? Not wanting to help your little brother with a broken arm?
So I don't want to help you. You see, goes back in the room, like, shuts the door. You hear, like, muffled, like, it's 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was up late last night doing some stuff. And now I gotta throw on some clothes and go help you find Eye of Butt or whatever that says. I don't know where it is. I guess we'll go find it. I mean, if it's for your stupid arm that you broke doing something stupid, I bet.
I wasn't doing anything stupid.
I can tell from your tone of voice that you were doing something stupid. He rolled a nat 20. You know, I bet I can even tell from your tone of voice what you were doing. Was it, maybe he opens the door, trying to jump off the roof of the carriage, moving again? You know how I know?
Because I told you.
Yeah.
But that's not stupid. Just help me find the stuff,
it's
please.
It's stupid if you break your arm. Come on,
Shut
let's
up.
go. And he, like, picks you up, puts you on your on his shoulder. And he, like, looks at it, and he's just like, okay. Do we even have any of this stuff?
I don't know.
Let's see if he knows a single friggin' thing. I know we got a mom.
Oh, but Mom's gonna get all worried, and then she's gonna want to be involved.
She knows where it is. I mean, unless you want me to go ask Dad so you don't have to deal with that.
We can ask Mom.
Okay. And he's gonna, like, go into the frickin', you know, to the room, like, knock, knock, knock. Frickin'. You hear, like, whatever. Noise, whatever. And then he's like, Ma, wake up. Your beloved son has a question for you. She's like, that's you, I guess. That's not Finch. And I just, like, rolls his eyes, and he's like, he, like, shakes you. He's like, say something, Squirt.
Oh, Mom, do you know where Mugwort and Eye of Butt is?
What are you two kids doing?
I need to find stuff for a potion so that Dr. Man can fix my arm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was looking forward to my extra hour of sleep tonight, but I guess I'll just... And you hear her, like, throwing on clothes, whatever. And in a little bit, she, like, pops out of the room, and she's just like, there's my little boy.
Hello.
And she's like, all right, let me see. You know, she, like, sees the list, like, grabs it from you, and it's just like, good Lord. Well, I guess. I mean, I don't think we've got, something about a bird's nest. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just get him some stuff. And she, like, you guys all head off to go find ingredients. Go ahead and roll to see if you have everything.
All right.
What did you roll, bud?
That one.
No way!
We don't have a single damn ingredient in this house.
Yeah, so what goes on is your mom is looking at the list and she's just
I moved everything. I'm sorry.
Your mom's like, mugwort. I have, like, shiitake mushrooms. Maybe that so she just gives him, like, something that's hopefully in the category. And you see while she's doing that, like, your mom is doing whatever, you're with her. August went back to bed. And Meredith, she's, like, plating up 20,000 egg sandwiches, and they do the kind of, like, oh, you're here, like, electricity, like, but, like, you're cooking in my kitchen type affair. You know, like, she's just like, when you hey, dear listener, you may also have experienced this. I've definitely experienced this. When you put water in a pot to boil for whatever reason, and you come back into the kitchen, and your mother has put the water in a different sized pot. Do you all have experienced this? That's, like, what's going on. Like, your mom gives her, like, plating and crap on one over. It's just like, those plates? And, like, goes back, and Meredith's like, electricity. Meredith hears your mom be like, well, I think shiitake mushrooms will fit the bill. And she, like, looks over her shoulder and is just like, I'm gonna stay out of it. And she's like, whatever. They wait till you leave to start bringing the sandwiches back, them being Sonnet and Leela.
Yeah.
And you appear back in the room. Everyone is disguised up except Lucian, who is disguised up, but not really.
Wow, you look bad.
Good Lord God, where did you come from? Why did you not shut the door again? Lock the door again.
Fingers, that
There's
was
a lot. I'm sorry, I screwed up. I mean, I did lock the door.
Oh, we have master keys.
Okay, cool. So it wasn't my fault.
But I didn't use the master key.
All right, it was. Not the point. The point is, you got a lot of stuff there, little.
Well,
buddy.
I didn't know what anything on the list was, and so I asked August. I was going to ask my dad, and then Dad was talking to Jack because Jack was paranoid again. So, I decided not to.
What did he say?
That
Paranoid
somebody
about.
was watching the tavern, but it was just raccoons.
How you said that?
What?
Someone's watching the tavern.
Yes.
Did you say anything about what they looked like? What was going on with it?
I didn't stick around.
Naturally.
Yes.
He's gonna Lucian's gonna look at Ethiad and Fingers.
Does your brother often think that people are watching the tavern? At least once a week. Okay, so maybe this isn't that concerning.
Right. I guess.
But here was the stuff. Mom helped me find it.
Lucian is making a friggin' face.
Yeah, I think he's gonna roll insight.
Yeah, you hold him a basket of salad,
Yeah.
Whatever salad.
14.
If most, if not all, of the things in this basket are wrong. They're semi-alchemical ingredients, and then also just oregano,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And Lucian looks at it and just rolls his eyes. Can I talk to her? I can't talk to her.
Is it all wrong?
I might be able to do something, but nothing like that. Ethiod, can you... Can we get this stuff off?
Retry.
Yeah, mate, what do you think?
I'm
I was saying you bring me back another
confirming.
basket full of nonsense.
Yes, I will try. I think Ethiad looks around and he's like,
Donate this duvet to the cause.
Yeah,
and he just starts
sorry.
wiping his face off.
oh, those were not actually expensive.
Wonderful. He's wiping his face off. And Fingers is can I, is there was it gonna all come out? Do you need it more off? I don't know, I could get some soap and water or something.
No, I think it'll be fine.
All
it
right.
wasn't all off when I first tried.
Yeah, I guess not. All right. Well,
Okay.
can I help you, or we really gotta do a good job.
I don't know.
You remember we talked about before?
Yes.
About the colors of curtains and
Yes.
floors and stuff like that. You're just in a room.
A room.
With some friends, and you're painting a picture.
Okay.
Okay.
Nods his head a little and turns back to Lucian. Okay.
You go this way.
Okay.
Lucian smiles genuinely. Good roll with advantage. Cause you got your friends helping you succeed. Or I thought you just coughed during my little ditty. You got
22.
Ooh! Beautiful. So, work of art. He looks like a guy, and not only that, because you got more than 20, he looks like a guy that he looked like yesterday.
Oh, look. Oh. Huzzah.
Yeah, man. Huzzah! Whoa, that's crazy. I should wipe mine off and you can do
No,
it again. It was a joke.
no.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to risk it. I wouldn't risk it. Great. So I'm going to go, is really good. And he looks at Fingers, and Fingers yeah.
You
Well,
look
don't
like a
believe
guy.
Ethiad? You look like a guy, man. Just a regular old Joe.
Ralph.
Ralph. Can I go talk to someone, your mother, father?
Sure.
And he's gonna like get up.
Can I eat this? And he like takes something out of the basket.
No,
Like
not that.
Why?
Go get yourself whatever Meredith is making. Okay, she's got.
I'm afraid that if I eat what Meredith made, it's going to make my mom angry.
Ding, ding, ding. Hi, speaking of me, here
Oh.
with sandwiches. If it makes your mom angry, then you're gonna starve. And she like
Oh, I don't want to starve.
puts down like a tray. And she's like, Finch, yours is the one with egg in it.
Oh, sweet.
They all got egg. Anyway, goodbye. And she like shuts the door. Fingers is like, we could eat a sandwich first. And Lucian's like, you enjoy your sandwiches.
Do you not want fun?
One day you'll all understand.
Oh, right.
He gets up.
You're sensitive.
He winks at you, and gets up to go, and just like walks out and Fingers like, I think one of us should go with you. Right?
I'll go.
I think one of us should go with you.
Do you want me to go? You can hang out here with Finch. Yeah, I'll go.
Oh,
Thinks about that.
oh, beans and eggs. Oh,
No,
good.
there's just eggs and toast.
Look, we're gonna do this. Hey,
You have a great time,
Hold on,
Fingers.
hold on.
Ethia picks up a sandwich. Let's go, Lucian.
you
Bye.
Eat and walk. Right. And you guys like leave. You hear right as you good roll perception.
As Ethia?
Yeah.
13.
You hear. Have you played paper football before?
No.
Oh my gosh! Door shuts. And Lucian is gonna be like, if you were his dad, where would you be? Oh, mother.
What?
It matters.
Asleep.
Okay, so just stop roaming around to hear voices.
Okay.
And he's gonna like start walking off just into like the main area. San and Leela are bringing sandwiches and stuff from the kitchen to the their room.
Lila. Or Sana.
Yeah.
I don't know who is who. I'm sorry. You guys look the same.
Oh, I'm Sana and she's Leela.
Okay.
Do you need something? And they both fully turn and look at Lucian. And Lucian's
What the
like,
fuck?
Yeah. And he like pushes you out of
What
the
the fuck is... Am I...
Shh, mate, come on.
What?
Could you do me a favour and tell me, have you seen Mr. Green,
Man.
Atticus Green?
Fuck you.
Yeah, so he was that way with like the tall one. I don't know his name, but like I guess they're all tall, with dark hair. And then they sort of walked that way. I think he's outside right now, dealing with the carriage. Cheers. Right, mate. And he like heads you
Friggin'
off in that
Ethia
direction.
gives him the most look of derision.
You guys start walking outside. What's your problem, mate? Would you get flustered talking to some girls or something?
No. No. Shut the fuck up.
You didn't even know you make that sounds, mate.
No. You're making it now more than I am. I was going to ask
Oh, there
them
he
a
is.
question. I'm gonna fucking die.
He like goes up to Atticus and he's like, hello, sorry, don't mean to interrupt. Oh, good goodness, good gravy goodness, hello. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you or whatever. I'm not sure. Well, I was, yes. I've got this list. Sorry, hold on.
We have a list of stuff that we need to find to fix your son's arm. It's here. He takes it from Lucian and gives it to Atticus and gives Lucian a look.
Wait, hey, apparently ask your wife, did he wake her up? I'm gonna get an earful later. Well, You need, I have butt, you say, note.
I'm sorry. What? Can I see that? He's gonna turn it around and like see what he's reading. It kind of does look like.
I usually get quite, complimented on my penmanship, so
It's
sorry, I
beautiful,
appreciate it.
girly and beautiful and sweet and pristine and like you.
Look, mate, for a guy writing with a broken arm, I'd say it's alright.
That's how you get all the ladies, alright?
So, he,
You write them a note, and they see him.
if it's an Elvish, he was, going to get this for me, ask your wife, and they sort of took some creative liberties. I really do need these exact things, so it's gonna be difficult. I think we've got at least some of these things. Oh God, it's me! If you're rolling that one, we're gonna have a problem. Oh my gosh.
Are you rolling that one?
7. I thought it was a nat one. It is next to the nat one. How hilarious. He's like, but probably not everything on this list. I mean, we can get some things maybe on the way.
Why is this so complicated to make?
A potion that fixes your bones.
For you slap together 2 other different ones.
Yeah, but I had my...
Right. I don't know, maybe... Do I Lucian to roll an insight check to see what he's suggesting?
18.
Maybe, like, this, he's not saying
Yeah,
this at
yeah.
11. Maybe we just let the kid kind of have a bad time for a little.
Lucian, sees you do that, and he's gonna look at you and say, no, mate, you don't understand. I had quite a few more potions. I'd, got that sorted with Meredith. Not much stuff, and I, was able to...
Okay.
I've got nothing now.
At all?
Not really. I mean, a few things.
Well... Okay. Wait, can I read this? I don't...
If you make me make up 20
No,
ingredients.
no. He's gonna read it, and can he roll a...
Survival.
Yeah, no, nature check, to see if this is anything where he's like, this is in the area, and maybe it is out in the forest.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. 7.
You don't see anything in your immediate area, and it would take some hunting
Okay.
to get some stuff. Lucian is gonna say, we'll see what he's got, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
You might be a bit delayed leaving, because I've not been able to get started making it yet. Well, that's all right, he says, sounding very much like it's not all right. And he, takes you guys inside to go find the things that he does have. So you walk back into the room. Just for, the sake of it, Lucian had some potions. He didn't have, he had most of his spell slots. By the time that they were about to, leave the orphanage, obviously he would because of D&D reasons, but, my homebrew whatever is that he talked to Meredith about doing that just to have them on hand, because you guys weren't exactly necessarily 100% gonna be safe, and then also iffy having the raised dead potion, but that was from prior. They find those things, they're gived back to you, and let me see. Everything's your Finch's dad finds some things, doesn't find other things, whatever. All the meanwhile, Finch and Fingers are in their room playing paper football, and Fingers, they're doing that. Fingers like, whoa, dude, that was great.
Thank you. I pick up skills wee fast.
Yeah, you still lost, but that was a really cool.
Well, I've never played before.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
So a tiefling, huh?
You gotta keep your voice down, man.
So a tiefling, huh?
Is the door locked? Let me go check. He gets up, check. The door's locked. Yeah, man. And
That's cool.
no,
I'm a human.
I'm aware.
I've never met a tiefling
No,
before.
we're not going to talk about it. Okay, you overheard something you weren't supposed to overhear, and we're not going to talk about it.
Why?
Because it has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. You're going on this adventure because you have to come now, because you blackmailed us. That doesn't mean...
Why do people not like tieflings?
We're not going to have this conversation, man. I can tell you why I don't like him.
You don't like you?
No.
Why?
You're not entitled to any of this information, okay? You're going on this adventure. We're going to make sure you're all right, and we're going to drop you back here. And
Why
that's how
were
it's
you
gonna
so
be.
angry?
You want to know why I'm angry?
Yes. That is the question that I asked.
Because this is a little game for you or something like that, huh?
Well, paper football.
Your brother came in here this morning when we were asleep.
Which one?
Jack.
Oh.
And our disguises weren't exactly up to snuff.
Oh.
He saw that Lucian was Lucian.
Does he know?
Stop talking. He said that he was going to go get the guards if we couldn't convince him not to. You know what they would do, huh? He didn't do anything. Innocent guy goes to jail. Maybe they find him guilty. It's not a game. You know what anyone in here would do if they found out we were tieflings?
No.
They would hurt us.
Why?
Kick us out. People don't like tieflings. I'm not saying they're wrong. But that group of kids and that lady in there, that's my mom, and that's all my brothers and sisters. And they needed a place to stay tonight where they weren't going to be cold and wet and outside wandering around everywhere.
Should I not like tieflings?
I don't care how you feel about me. Ethiad's a good kid. And Exu too, but I don't know if you're gonna talk to each other. I'm glad that's what you took out of this. My point is this. You're a kid, you don't know what you're doing. I will protect you with my life since you've decided to involve yourself in this little adventure. But you gotta know what the stakes are. You're playing your little game with our lives.
I'm not playing a game. I just want to come. And I want to help.
How could you help, huh? You know, if you weren't here, you know what Lucian would do with those ingredients?
No.
Fix his own arm. His leg. His ribs. He got hurt really bad.
Well,
Instead, he's got to fix your arm. Yeah, we're staying here. Thanks. Appreciate it. Speak of the devil. When you hear the the door open, you hear the door opening sounds.
I feel like Finch has like tears in his eyes.
Dang.
He's 10!
Yeah. Finger's like, good. You freaking understand. Don't play with me. Lucian and Ethiad walked back in with a basket of different stuff.
Yeah.
And like kind of like clearly are saying goodbye to dad who, whatever's talking to them. And,
Can Ethiad make a perception check to see if he can see how Finch looks?
yeah.
9.
You can see that he's, I mean, you can see him, like, you can see his face and stuff. So I'll say, instead of being perception, that'll be insight on his expression.
11.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Him and Fingers have had a tense game of paper football.
Did you lose? Yes.
I never go easy. You know that, man. And he's gonna get up and kind of like walk over there. Lucian is looking at Fingers, and is like got an eyebrow raised, and Fingers kind of like just shakes his head, and Lucian's like looks at Finch and just is like, right, mate. Give me a few minutes to get this started. Well, we're a bit longer than a few minutes.
All right.
I'll let you know.
I guess I'll just sit here.
All right. There's definitely going to be side effects. Lucian gets out, like, crap from his bag. Like, you have no clue.
Yeah.
Like a Bunsen burner, like, type affair. Like a mortar pestle, like a little one. Stuff like that.
Finch. What? Can you, like, put your hands over your ears? Why? Because I said so. He, like, puts his hands over his ears. I think he's, like, so dejected because he's like, now I don't want you to fix my arm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Ethia looks at Lucian. He's like, well, while you're, I guess, doing this, can I ask you something?
Just make it leave, mate.
Well, you need him, right?
In like 30 minutes.
Oh, it takes that fucking long?
Yeah, I said I need all the time I've got. I'm not just making this.
Good lord. All right. Finch. What? Oh, so you could hear me. Just because I have my hands over my ears doesn't mean... Yes. Leave. Oh, why? Gets up sadly and just walks out really sadly.
Finger's eyes are big. He looks so, like, sheepish.
I think that Ethiad looks at Fingers. He's like, what, did you beat him up or something?
Well, I beat the snot out of him in paper football, but I kind of read him the riot act a little bit.
Why?
Because he's, like, talking about, he asked me why I was mad. And so I told him, I don't know what.
Do you want to know something? His fucking brother is coming with us.
Brother.
You might slip back into it if you mimic me enough.
Look, man. All I was saying was that there are stakes to this that I wanted to make him aware of.
Why does he need to be aware of it? He's
So
nothing.
So he doesn't go running his mouth or something like that. He's asking me about, being a tiefling and stuff like that, and I told him that he's not entitled to this information.
Okay.
No, that's not why.
Is it not?
I don't think he needs to know anything he doesn't already know. Am I stupid for that? You want to give him more information? Look, I know I already screwed up. I know the reason he knows that we're tieflings is because of me.
That's not, whatever. That he knows that, but you don't make him sad. Don't make him angry. Don't make him anything that is not neutral, please. I don't want to have a problem with his brother.
I'm not gonna... Look, either he thinks it's all fun and games, and then he gets himself in danger, Or he gets a little bit of a reality check. He's not gonna drop dead just because I told him to. Hey, it's none of his business. That's all I did. That's all I said. And it is.
Why is he like that then?
Because I took the wind out of his sails. You know? Like he thinks that this is fun also for us or something like that. Look, you're gonna fix his arm.
Whatever. I have my question I wanted to ask.
What's your question, mate?
Remember when we first met and you said something about the Dream Eater?
Oh, you mean outside the liquor store?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Can you elaborate on that?
It's what Water Clary does.
Yeah.
He's like trying to like light the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but I think Ethia just like makes a little bit of fire in his hand, like with thaumaturgy, and just lights it.
oh,
Yeah,
that's handy.
but what is a Dream Eater? I really wasn't putting any stock into what you were telling us.
It's how do I put it? It's what they called it, but it's got
They?
to be hives. I imagine this is what they were talking about.
Right.
Right.
That answers nothing.
It was something that was sort of passed about during the war. Like a high elf legend, something about the Dream Eater.
You said that you've seen it though.
Yeah, I have.
So it's not a legend then.
No, it's not a legend.
You just what? Okay,
It
wait.
was just what they called it.
How do you see a Dream Eater?
I was seeing what it does, that's what I mean.
What?
He's gonna like...
Don't roll your eyes at me.
I'm not rolling my eyes at you, mate. I'm just... I've got to focus. I've got to focus. Right. And he like turns and looks at you and says, I didn't see the thing. I don't know. It's not real. It's not a thing. It's just... I guess there's some sort of like monster you see or something like that. And it makes it... You just can't sleep. So I guess they were calling it that.
Okay.
I did some research about it and found there wasn't a lot to see, but if anything came up, it was that, mostly in the paper. But a while ago.
The paper?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That was the thing. I mean, it's not like that the hives were mentioning that. It's just sort of something you picked up. I don't know, mate. Someone tells over here somebody say something from the other side, you know, and then suddenly in a bar, someone says something about, you know, they hear like wailing and stuff like that, and they're like, ghost story. What about the Dream Eater? It's a high elf ghost story, you know, something like that. It's just something I started calling it because it was clearly caused by the water clary, and water clary's a known high elf thing, so I guess it was just a bit of a joke, but now I'm starting to think that that might actually be what they were talking about.
Oh.
But it's not real. It's not like, well, it's not like a great beast or something apparates from the floor and then you've got to fight it off or something like that. It's just, she kept complaining of a monster.
She was complaining of a monster?
Seeing one.
Did she ever describe it?
Yeah, I mean, it looked different. But, you know.
Like every time that she described
Not
it?
every time, but just, like, it mostly just the feeling she described.
Oh. Okay.
curiosity sated.
I guess.
Great.
So,
He like goes back to doing what he was doing.
I think Elliot kind of looks around bewilderedly, like, I'm gonna busy myself with something.
Cool. Fingers is like flicking the paper football against the wall, just like everybody's mad at me. Whatever. You're doing whatever. Lucian's like Bunsen burner. And then all of a sudden stops what he's doing. We've got to tell Yizzy.
What?
We've got to send to Yizzy before we leave. Good God, thank God I remembered that.
Oh, what are we going to tell her?
I don't know, I guess where we are, where we're going, when we're going to get there, all's well, and that we need a place to meet outside of the city. Is everyone alive, I guess?
Should we wait until later in the day to, like, guarantee they're awake and stuff?
Well, I mean, I imagine they've not left wherever it is that. I don't want to risk screaming my voice out, in the middle of this sneaking in through somewhere.
Right.
I don't want to distract us, what I mean. If they're in the middle of doing something and all of a sudden I say lots of things in Yezzy's head.
Oh, okay.
I think we've got our best bet now not to disrupt them. I feel like I might as well do it now. I mean, just waiting for everything to come together. Unless anybody else has got any suggestions, fingers. No, as long as you're sending Yezzy, I'll know that she's alright. Right, Matthew.
Nothing, sorry. I guess it's a fun way to know that Yezzy's alright.
Fingers shrugs. Nothing else. I want to go ask Meredith, but I just want to see him do it.
I don't know what she would want to tell them.
I don't know, just get it done. Alright, now, you.
Both.
Shut your mouth. Alright? Do us a favour. And he's gonna, like, pick up a potion, too late, already in pieces. And he's gonna pop the cork off. He gives you, like, a meaningful look.
I think it's like,
He
puts his hands
downs
up.
the whole thing. And he says, always we're here. Roughly 6 hours away from Nyandori. Need place to meet outside city. Rendezvous when? What's your plan? All well? Stay sharp.
Not that love you.
Certainly not to Yezzy. And sits there. And Lucian kind of stares in the middle distance, getting whatever it is that Yezzy's sending back to him. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Another episode 2. Bye.
Bye.